All right, so Fortnite is suing a hacker. Very proudly, actually. They've actually made a tweet about this already, which is cool. But I want to actually go through the full file and lawsuit that's there because it's super, super interesting. But first, let me read you the tweet. Basically, they've made an update because they originally made a competitive blog, as you can see here, where they were talking about it. We're going to take more action. And in this update, they've said, this week we filed a lawsuit against a player who cheated in our tournaments. This player used cheating software and hardware and tried to avoid getting caught by using multiple accounts. It didn't work. Whoa. You know that like fire writing emoji, whatever it was? It didn't work. Top 10 coldest moments in Fortnite history. Cheating has no place in Fortnite, and we're doing everything we can to stop it, including legal action, which is pretty awesome. The replies to this, you know, myself and quite a few other people basically asking for the that has come out since, but he's basically deleted all of his social media though. Some people still complaining, everyone's saying you know, I used to pray for times. Good memes. But more importantly, we actually have all of the details of this, which there's a ton of really interesting stuff in here, like super, super, super interesting stuff. So firstly, I want to kind of just run through parts of this because there's a ton of like really detailed legal stuff that I know some stuff about, like the legal system, not particular to the US legal system, but I understand some of the terminologies from my past work. So I'll try and break down exactly what's happened. Now, I've made a short on this already, but to be honest, there's just so much in here and it's really interesting that I couldn't like condense it down into that time. So firstly, the names, yes, they've named the guy, Sebastian Araujo or defendant. And the reason I'm bringing this up, most importantly here, is because I'm just going to refer to him as Araujo. Sorry, Araujo. Let me figure out how you pronounce that. Hold on. Araujo. I have consulted YouTube. It is Araujo. Araujo. I will not nail that, actually. So, yeah. So it's basically, they keep saying he's a cheater. The cheat software used by Araujo conveyed the type of competitive advantage that Epic expressly prohibits in Fortnite, such as the ability to see other players through solid walls and the ability to automatically aim at other players. Basically, he's wall hacking and he's using ESP as well. Araujo, I'm going to say it wrong every time, pocketed thousands of dollars that other competitors in the tournaments who played by the rules had no real chance. And also, like, there's a lot of other parts, which we'll kind of come to later, where essentially the biggest problem is that not only did he cheat, but he circumvented the cheating measures by using DMA, which they actually mention later on, which I think is really, really interesting. And the fact that he repeatedly used spoofers, different hardware, new accounts, and all of this stuff is very, very interesting. All right, the juicy bits. This is a really interesting part. Araujo's unlawful acts. So the illegal stuff that he's been doing. So in order to play and download Fortnite and play in the Fortnite tournaments, Araujo agreed to bound to the Fortnite EULA and the tournament agreements. So now what these two are is when you download Fortnite for the first time, there's an end user legal agreement. Legal? I can't remember what the L stands for off the top of my head. That's essentially the agreement you sign up to the first time you play Fortnite. And when you sign up to this, there's a bunch of different things that you agree to. No one's ever going to read it. But obviously a lot of that is, hey, I will not cheat. I will not do a bunch of like stupid stuff. And that's a lot of the basis for this actual argument. Also on top of that, the tournament agreements. So as you know, when you go into the tournament for the first time, whichever tournament is, even like I'm going to play a solo cash cup today, the first game before that, there's a pop-up and it gives you all these agreements. And there it also says, I will not cheat. Those are essentially contracts that you're going into when you click agree. And if you kind of go against those contracts, then legal action can be put against you as it is here. Now, as I mentioned earlier, something very interesting. This is actually on June 5th, 2024, Epic detected a direct memory access, a DMA, device installed on the computer Araujo was using to play in a Fortnite tournament. On June 6th, 2024, after Epic detected DMA device on his computer, he was banned. So, you know, a lot of people have been asking, hey, you know, Epic and anti-cheat can't fix DMA, they can't detect it. Well, boom, June 5th, which is 7 months ago, as of 6 months ago, my math is wrong. As of recording this video, they are obviously able to detect DMA. Now, if you don't know, DMA is essentially using a separate computer to directly access your memory on the computer to make changes. So it's like a different level of security than normal anti-cheats go to. It's really difficult, hard to explain. But DMA is essentially a next level of cheating that's really hard to detect because you're doing it on another computer, not your own computer. Despite being banned by at least as early as June 19th, 2024, Araujo continued his wrongful conduct. He He played in Fortnite tournaments by using fake accounts and continued using a DMA device in connection with, on information and belief, a DMA cheat in order to gain unfair advantage. A DMA cheat operates in a manner specifically designed to avoid detection by Epic's anti-cheat measures. Most Fortnite cheats and cheats in video games require the cheat software to be loaded onto the same computer running Fortnite so that it can read the game memory during the gameplay. The game memory contains portions of Fortnite software coded, blah, 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 blah. That's basically kind of what I just said. So basically, DMA gets around that. DMA cheats use two computers to operate. The first computer runs a video game and Fortnite. The second computer runs the cheat software. The cheat software to operate, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so you get it. So basically, they're going like pages and pages of you can see if I scroll down, this is all of the stuff that he did. So I'm not going to read you every single bit, but I'll read through it quickly here, and I'll go out the juiciest parts basically. So a big part here is not only on top of using DMA, as I mentioned, but it says here he continued to cheat in Fortnite tournaments by using fake accounts. He disguised himself by using accounts with fake names and by using hardware spoofers, aka things that make your PC not think it's hardware. Like, so usually you get a hardware ban as well. So my PC will no longer be able to play Fortnite, but there's things you can do where you can get your PC unbanned, and that is called hardware spoofing to alter the serial number. So yeah, so basically, not only is he creating new accounts and avoiding it, he's, spoofing his hardware and using DMA. So he's basically doing like all of the things that most of the most prolific cheaters are doing right now. And Epic has caught him for it. So that's very interesting. So Araujo entered into over 18 tournament agreements between June 2024 and October 2024. All of these accounts show evidence of cheating. So he got caught cheating on every single account, and he was banned on every single account. It's interesting they don't actually mention how much cash earnings that Araujo made, but people are estimating it's around $40,000 on all of these different accounts. So that's a lot of money Epic Games has paid out. So yeah, basically said Araujo used a DMA cheat with ESP and aimbot. So kind of like they said earlier, ESP, wall hacks, and aimbot features in order to give himself the advantage. So kind of crazy. So one thing I actually got wrong in my short here, now that I've actually read this better, is so because he breached the EULA, so the license agreement basically, license agreement, not legal agreement, that's what it was, between Epic and Araujo, automatically terminated. So because he cheated, it terminated it, and thus his license to use Fortnite terminated, and he was required to destroy all copies of Fortnite in his possession. Now I actually got this wrong in my short, where it was not that he has to destroy his PC, I got that wrong. It's that he has to destroy all copies of Fortnite. So basically he needs to uninstall it once you break the rules of that. So then it says because he did not do this and instead continues to play and cheat in, he further infringed the copyrights by using our cheat software on unauthorized and unlicensed copies of Fortnite. So not only basically did he, when you break the licensing agreement, now you are not only cheating, but you're also playing on a terminated account. You're not even allowed to play the game. So that in itself is illegal. And then winning money on top of that, which is even worse. I like this. They kind of like go into the specifics. At least 3 of the Epic accounts used by Araujo to play Fortnite were created shortly after he was banned for cheating on June 6th, 2024. So like it was June 21st, June 25th, and June 29th. So like they're actually tracking exactly when these accounts were created, and obviously they're linking them back to him very easily. I don't think they actually went through, I don't know if they say how to actually do it, like how they linked it to him, but and this is cool, right? So this like actually goes through here and says all of the EULA agreements. So these are all the new accounts: June 7th, June 19th, 21st, 22nd, 25th, 2nd. So like this is all of these have been infringed because he gets banned and plays on them. Like these are all infringements of the EULA. And this one here is Araujo's just fake accounts enter the tournaments. So these are the tournament dates that he entered. So they actually have a list of all of the tournament dates as well. Like I could probably go through and find specifically what tournaments were hosted on these days. But apparently it was like a whole host of zero build, like reload tournaments, like normal battle royale, basically like everything. Now this is something I find interesting here. Araujo's conduct has caused significant harm to Epic and the Fortnite community. So this is something that later we'll talk about. They come to Kaluk for damages for. So basically what damages are is like money because you've messed something up. So it's like the money you would get in return because you've messed something up. And I wonder if the damages that Epic will go for in this lawsuit include money that should have been paid out to other people. Now those people will not be paid out. Like if you came second to a cheater in a victory cash cup, you're not going to get the money. But I wonder if he's going to have to pay for that kind of money, or if they're looking for damages in that way. I'm not 100% sure here, but they don't say it in this either, but it's interesting. Ooh. So these two here, 70 and 71, are very interesting and very telling, right? Arojo's misrepresentation and use of cheat software, especially in competitive Fortnite tournaments, undermines the integrity of Fortnite and causes non-cheating players to stop playing. Epic is harmed when non-cheating players stop playing Fortnite, including because these players no longer purchase in-game passes, cosmetics, and related items. So, in layman's terms, in basically English, what this means is people cheating makes other people quit. And when other people quit, Epic Games don't make money. Now, that money that they've lost out on is what you would call damages. So those damages are, as we'll come to see later, something that Epic are actually going to try and get money from Arojo from. So that could be, if that's the angle they're taking, right? I actually did not, I wish I'd read this part before, but I did not realize they're looking for that. So I don't know how you measure this, because usually what it is for damages, right? In the UK law, for example, if you're going to prove damages, what you actually have to do is show people are quitting because of a cheater. So I don't have to be because of this cheater in particular. So they'd have to like go through everyone he ever killed in game and see have they quit shortly after that. And you could say, well, here's money I would have missed out on because this player was a cheater and he killed me. I don't know. I don't know if that would be very easy to prove in court, quite frankly. But it's basically showing that we have been harmed as Epic Games because of this cheater. And I know they're claiming damages for that. So they're going to ask for money in return for that, which that could be a lot of money. That could be, obviously we don't know exactly how much because this lawsuit hasn't gone to court yet, but that could be a lot of money. And then they start to get onto the claims. So if you scroll down here, there's a lot, but there's essentially 4 claims. And this is basically the main arguments that Epic is making. Now this made up like the short I made. So if you watch the short, you kind of know the rough of this, but the first one is circumvention of technological measures. So this basically just says, hey, Arojo was cheating and he got around our software, so that would be the anti-cheat, and then also they got around the hardware ID bans by, you know, using spoofers and hiding all that kind of stuff. They then say, as a direct action, Epic has been injured and will continue to be injured, which is true. People will have quit. I don't know how many people will have quit specifically from this case, but a lot of people will have quit. Because of cheaters and the ongoing actions. Again, I don't know how much you could, you know, put on this one player for that, but it could be a lot depending on what the courts see. Now, this last paragraph here is, I'm going to need to take some time to read this because this is really important. So, it says, Epic is entitled to the relief. Relief essentially means money back. Like, this is what you owe us for this. And this is specifically here for circumvention of technological measures. So the relief provided, blah, 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 including, but not limited to, so this means more than this if need be, injunctive relief. And what essentially injunctive relief is not financial relief. So basically that means stop doing whatever you're doing. So injunctive relief basically means you must stop doing whatever you're doing. So stop cheating. That one's kind of obvious. An order for impounding, modification, or destruction of any device or product in Arojo's custody or control involved in the circumvention of Epic technological measures. So that line there, or those 3 lines, essentially means get rid of and destroy your PC, your DMA, your second PC as well. So I was actually right about that. So I was looking at that earlier. I know I was right about that. But yeah, he basically has to destroy all of that. Anything he used to play Fortnite or to cheat on Fortnite, destroy it. Or impound, wait, what is it? Impound, modify, or destruction. It depends what it will be. Probably just destroy it or impound, or they'll take it. I'm not really sure. Then damages measured at Epic's election by either Epic's actual damages or statutory damages. This is kind of what we mentioned earlier. So Epic's election by either actual damages. So actual damages is what I just mentioned. So how much they've actually lost because he is cheating, which is kind of difficult to measure, as I mentioned earlier. But they also say or statutory damages. Now, oh God, I'm dying. Now, statutory damages are essentially just an amount that's given if you can't really figure out what the amount actually is. So statutory damages, I think the courts would decide. So essentially what they're saying here is you have harmed us. So you need to give us what we've actually lost, which Epic needs to calculate. Or if they can't calculate it, the courts need to decide on an amount that seems fair. They'd probably be benefiting from going for statutory damages, aka, Arojo would probably be benefiting for that because it's probably less than what Epic might actually calculate. Because if you're going to calculate it, you know, you can fudge the numbers a little bit and overblow it, meaning he'd need to pay more. But the last part here is and Epic's costs and attorney fees. So Epic's costs are their anti-cheat team, who will not be cheap. They will be a lot. There will be developmental costs for developing further anti-cheat. and like hardware. There'll be like time specifically allotted to this case of like searching through all the accounts, finding it, all that kind of stuff. So those people will be paid well. So that'll be a lot of thousands of dollars. And this is also and attorney fees. Now, I don't know anything about, you know, the team that Epic are using, but I would imagine they're not cheap. I would imagine that, you know, multi-billion-dollar companies don't hire cheap lawyers. So essentially, not only are they, it's common in these kind of cases, but not only are they going to get the damages and Epic's costs, but they're also being like, hey, you're paying for our lawyers to go through all of this procedure and write up all of this and take you to court. So this alone, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And that's literally just for circumvention of technological measures here. So what this would set, so basically in law, you'd set like a precedent, a case. So as soon as one case has been done, what this would mean is, say, for example, that the courts say that Epic win this, and then if Epic win this, any future claims of people circumventing this, they could look back at this case and they could say, well, this is what the court said, so Epic won. So anyone cheating, they could now very easily go through the court system just to say, this has been done before, this is how it was awarded. So this case, I don't know if there's any like previous case history that goes against, where it's hard. What's the word I'm trying to say? I don't know if there's been previous cases of people being sued like this for cheating already, but, you know, basically, if Epic win, it'll make it easier for them to win in the future with more cheaters, which is bad luck if you're a cheater. The second claim, so obviously the first one, circumvention of technological measures. Second one is breach of contract. That's kind of what we've gone through with the EULA and the tournament agreements as well, which is also here. So I'm not going to go over that too much. And basically it says, as a result, Epic have suffered damages in an amount to be proven at trial. So yet again, similar to kind of what we set up above. For the third claim, direct copyright infringement. So this is basically altering the game files because you're cheating. You're making unauthorized copies of the game for Fortnite by the way you're doing this. So you're actually oh my god, I can't speak. So you're basically ruining copyright laws as well. So again, they say statutory damages here. They say actual damages as the result of infringement. Epic has also received any profit. So this is basically the main interesting part from here. So again, they're just basically saying the same thing, like, hey, we need damages for this. But here they say Epic is also entitled to receive any profits made by Aruho in connection with their infringement, including his tournament prizes. So one thing I thought about here was, now it says including tournament prizes. So let's assume he's made $40,000. Not 100% if that's actually the number, but that seems to be the number that I've seen people say on Twitter who have looked through all of the kind of other accounts that he's been cheating on. But the thing is, it's including. So the thing is, if he was selling any cheats, which I don't know if he was, there's nothing here mentioned as far that I've read so far about him being a cheat distributor. But if he was, then he'd have profits from that too. So say he was selling the cheat that he was using. Say he made $10,000 on that. He'd have to also then give Epic $10,000 for that and the $40,000 that he made from tournament prizing. Now, what's interesting is most of the time, what they've done, this is like a lawsuit of a cheater. Like, it doesn't seem like this guy was selling cheats. He wasn't making the cheats. He was just using them over and over again. And historically, what Epic have done is they've cease and desisted people. So if you're a cheat seller, you're not making the cheats, but you're probably not using them. You might be. You're just kind of pushing them out. And what they do is a cease and desist. What a cease and desist is basically just them saying, hey, stop this right now, or and delete all action of what you've done, take your like social media down, all that, and we won't take you to court. That's what a cease and desist is, and that's what they've done to a lot of the cheat distributors. But this is a full-on court case with someone who's a cheater who's not even been selling them. So very, very interesting, just generally. A little bit of a side tangent there, but yeah, a lot of money there. And the fourth claim is fraud. Now, fraud is really funny because, you know, fraud is essentially pretending to be someone else. And in this case, that's what he is doing, because when you're banned for the first time, you know, Epic knows your identity because you've signed up with emails and you'll have your like personal information and stuff like that. Then when you're banned and you create a new account, you're pretending to be someone else. So technically that, I mean, I'm no legal expert, but that I would consider that to be fraud, definitely. And clearly Epic are, because that's what they're claiming here. You know, there's a lot of like details on it saying he intentionally misrepresented himself in order to gain access to Fortnite again. And it says also then like Epic relied on his misrepresentations to let him play and cheat and take money again. So I think as a case for fraud, like it's probably correct. Yeah. And again, they're kind of saying here they suffered damages to his goodwill and lost resources, such as the monetary and personal resources associated with investigating this. So here it's basically like, we lost money because we had to spend time looking into you. We had to, like, you know, people lost it's interesting, suffered his goodwill, aka the reputation of Fortnite got worse because of actions that you had. Again, I don't know how you would sum that up into an amount of money, but it's probably a lot. Again, which Epic would not have been forced to expend. So yeah, basically we need money because you've cost us money. Then Epic is entitled to all remedies available at law or equity, including injunctive relief, compensation. Yeah, so basically just kind of saying the same thing here. And at the bottom, this is basically just a summary that goes over everything that I just said already. So basically, if you're still with me and you've stuck with the legal mumbo jumbo to this point, this guy is gonna lose a lot of money. Now, I'm seeing people say, I saw Aussie make a tweet saying like it's probably gonna be around 200,000. If the 40,000 earnings are correct, add legal fees, add the fact that he's gonna have to get his own lawyer to go to court. I don't think saying 200k that he'll have to owe Epic Games if he wins is wrong. I actually think that's probably about right. It could be way more, it could be way less. There's no actual figures in here. Like Epic haven't shown any of the actual like damages they've got. It's not in court yet, so we don't know what they're fully claiming for. Like, we don't know all that. This is like basically the lawsuit that's just been slapped to start with. When it goes to court, I don't actually know at this point. My theory here is this will not go to court. They will not take this to court. What they'll probably do is just settle outside of court. So basically what they'll do is both parties, aka Epic Games and Aro, I've already forgotten how to pronounce it, will just agree to something. Whether that's paying back, like I would imagine even if they settle, they'll just say, hey, look, pay back the $40,000 you earned or whatever, and then we'll settle. We'll be cool. We don't have to go through all this to court. If they go to court, one of the biggest issues is that this guy's life is kind of ruined. Because if you search for his name now, like his full government name, so say he wants to get a job later on, someone will search up his name, his ID, and they're gonna go, oh, he has a criminal record. I don't know if he's a criminal record. I don't know if that's the way it works. But he's been sued by Epic Games, and any one of his future employers will already be able to see kind of what he's been doing in his past life. So yeah, not good. On top of having to pay tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars if this case goes all the way through, which is kind of insane. So I will be keeping up with the case. I don't know when it goes to court. Maybe next year, maybe never. If they settle, we will see. Maybe Epic will sue more people. I would hope that this will stop a lot more people cheating, because quite frankly, like, you could be bankrupt. You could be completely bankrupt. If you're young, your parents could be bankrupt if you have to go through a lawsuit like this. Like, and just to let you know, any lawyer that if you're a cheater, like any lawyer you can hire will be nothing in comparison to the legal team of like billions-dollar company or multiple billion-dollar company. So yeah, if you think about cheating in Fortnite, I don't think I'd recommend it.